Hey guys, welcome back. So this is part two of my video. If you haven't seen part one, I put a link in the description below. So 23andMe, I think, does a better job of visually laying out its information. It's a lot more interactive than family tree DNA. So first off, we'll go to ancestry composition, the good stuff. So here are my results. So to start off with, there's different views you can look at. Speculative, a lot of people say, is the most accurate because it includes the greatest amount of populations. And as we go down standard and conservative, it increases the likelihood that your results are going to be more accurate, but it also takes away quite a few populations. Just a quick example, you can see I've got 10% Balkan here. That's going to be from my Croatian ancestry. If we go down to conservative, you can see it's completely gone, but I've still got Ashkenazi left, 0.3%. So it's basically saying 23andMe is more certain that I'm Ashkenazi than Croatian, which is pretty funny. We'll go back to speculative. So first off, 33.5% British and Irish. I wasn't surprised by that. As it's most of my ancestry, I would expect it to be the highest. You can also check out what populations 23andMe have used to create that cluster. That's really important for something like this, my 8% French and German. I don't actually have any known French and German ancestry. There's one line that's possibly German, but other than that, I'm not too sure. But if we go to the populations, you'll actually see it includes quite a few countries from Western Europe as well. So we've got the Netherlands, Switzerland, Belgium, and Austria. So if you had ancestry from one of these countries and you got a high amount of French and German, it's possible that this is occurring because it's picking up in one of these other population references and samples that were used to create the French and German cluster. Then we've got 2% Scandinavian. This is a lot more realistic compared to my 28% on my origins. There is one explanation for this is apparently it's possible one of my Polish lines originated from Sweden. And funny enough, on countries of ancestry, the countries of ancestry feature, which I'll show you very soon, Swedish is the highest Scandinavian country that comes up, and it's very close to Croatian. So if I had to put money on it, I would probably say Sweden's a fair bet. You can also look at the populations to see what was included, and we have Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. Should note as well, when you've got a broad population that was used, that appears such as 26.9% broadly Northern European or 1.7% broadly Southern European, basically means your DNA's not specific enough to fit into a certain cluster. So like a lot of Northern Europeans would share that DNA, so therefore it's not specific enough to fit into Scandinavian or British and Irish. Same with the Southern European, this would just be general shared ancestry among people in Southern Europe. And we have 9.4% Eastern European. Once again, this is a lot more realistic than the 3% my origins gave me. You can also have a look to see what populations were included for this, which is quite a few. Russia and Poland being the main ones, but then we've got Hungary, Ukraine, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Belarus, Russian, and Slovenia. So you can see how varied this cluster can be if you've got ancestry from one of these countries or a number of these countries. So if you were unsure about your ancestry and you got that, you can see how hard it would be to try and pick a particular country if you had no paper trail because it's so widespread. And then we have 2% Ashkenazi Jewish, which once again I think is a bit more realistic than the 6% my origins gave me. I can't put that down to anything but my third great grandfather and the story about him being Jewish, because my Polish line on my dad's side of the family, from what I know, they were Catholics. So the only explanation is the Jewish on my mother's side is correct, and therefore that's why I get it on 2 test 4. And last one, we have 0.1% East Asian and Native American, which is specifically Yakut. So I had to look this group up on Wikipedia because I had no idea where they were or where they had come from or how they got into Russia. So basically it's a group located in East Russia. And with 0.1%, it's possible it's not even real, because it actually does disappear when we go down to conservative mode. You can see it's it's grouped under unassigned. If it is real, it's probably going to be linked to my East Asian ancestry. It's possible they just migrated across at some stage. But once again, when you go that far back, there's no way you're going to find a birth certificate. I'm not expecting to find a birth certificate in the ice somewhere in Eastern Russia in English with all their names listed or something like that. You can also quickly as well, split view is if you have at least one parent tested, it will change your results to show you which one of your parents you've got certain where your ancestry comes from. And there's also chromosome view as well, so you can look to see what cluster appears on which chromosomes. So you can see British and Irish appear on a lot of them, whereas Yakut only appears on chromosome 6. And once again, I got no Oceanian or Asian. If we show all the populations, you can see it down here. Once again, I was slightly disappointed. I thought I'd get, if I can get Yakut, I thought I could get Oceanian, but apparently not, or any Asian for that matter. I thought I was going to get some Middle Eastern just because I have Asia Minor on my origins, and also with Jewish, I know once again quite a few Jewish people get Middle Eastern, so I thought I might have sneaked a few percent in that, but I obviously have not. So that's it for part 2. In part 3, I'll quickly go over my countries of ancestry results and explain to you guys how the feature works, because I know quite a few people misinterpret what the results actually mean because it's based off someone else's information and not yours. So yeah. Thanks for listening to part 2, and I'll see you for part 3.